palm up and down. And so what I'm doing is going to go all the way up. Yeah, there it is.
Let's see.
And your wrist. Wrist all the way down, then wrist all the way up. Now, you can't get further. I need you to press that up. And then try and keep it there. Okay? So you let go. There you go. Perfect.
Good afternoon. This is call number 2021 32632. In the interest of Alicia McBride, all parties and witnesses, please raise your right hands to be sworn.
And down and like this.
Ms. Fontenot, raise your right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Anisha Fontenot. I'm her mother.
All right, and representing the Attorney General, State of Texas.
Peter Sharma.
Court will note that the non-custodial parent is Brandon McBride. Mr. McBride was personally served on May 11th, 2022 at 11:41 a.m. at 10500 Valley Forge Drive, apartment 240 in Houston, Harris County, Texas. He's not filed an answer or made an appearance. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
We'll proceed by default.
Yes, Judge. I would like to call the mother, Miss Amisha Fontenot. Miss Fontenot, how old is your child that we're here for today? She's 3. She just turned 3. And who is her father? Brandon McBride. And how do you know Mr. McBride is the father? He was the only person I was with at the time. And did you all ever reside together in the same household? Yes, for about 6 months. And are you currently married? No. Are you asking the court to name Mr. McBride as the biological father of the child? Yes. And are you asking the court to appoint you and Mr. McBride as joint managing conservators of the child? Yes. And the child lives with you currently, correct? Yes. And do you know where Mr. McBride lives? No. And are you asking the court to appoint you the primary conservator to, the conservator to designate the child's primary residence? Yes. And are you asking the court to set a modified visit for the child and Mr. McBride? Yes. Can you explain to the court the reason for the modified visits? Yes, she has she was born with a disease called Hirschsprung's disease. She's had 5 surgeries. At this time, she had her ileostomy bag removed, but she can still get a infection called enterocolitis. And it's like rectal bleeding. She gets her stomach's bloated. She needs IV antibiotics and fluids and the rectal irrigation that they have to do under anesthesia. In the past, around November, I asked him, he asked to see her. I said, okay, you can see her, but take her to the emergency room because they're expecting her. And he wasn't able to get her there. He called back saying that he didn't have a vehicle. He didn't have money for gas or for parking to give him money. And it was late at night. And I already told the doctors to expect her. Okay. And so due to the child's ongoing health needs, you're asking the court to approve these modified visits until the child is older and Mr. McBride is in a better situation to help take care of the child, correct? Yes. And once those phases have passed, you are asking the court to order standard visits for the child? Yes. And you would want pick up and drop off to be at your home. Is that true? Yes. And do you know where Mr. McBride is employed? No, he just said he had a job. And when he tells you about his employment, are those through temporary agencies? Yes. Are you able to confirm his wages? No. You understand that we're going to set child support and medical support based on minimum wage? Yes. And you understand that Mr. McBride has 4 other children that he's under a court order to support as well, correct? Yes. And you understand the court is going to acknowledge that and set guideline support at 13.60%, correct?
Yes.
And how is your child covered under health insurance?
Under my job.
And you pay for that out of your employer's health insurance?
Yes.
Does that include dental insurance?
Yes.
And how much do you pay in medical insurance for your child?
About 145 a month and 15 for the dental.
Okay, thank you. And you understand that under normal circumstances, you would want a health reimbursement from the father, is that correct?
Yes.
But you also understand that due to his other obligations, he's reached his maximum of 9% for health insurance.
Yes.
So you understand the court is going to set medical reimbursement at 0 beginning September 1.
Yes.
Do you agree to maintain the health insurance for the child?
Yes.
And do you agree to pay half of any uncovered health costs?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to set child support, ongoing child support in the amount of $155 beginning September 1?
Yes.
And as far as retroactive child support, has Mr. Mr. McBride provided any direct financial support for the child since you all separated?
No.
And what date was your separation?
I believe May 1st, 2020.
And are you asking the court to set an amount in back support from May 1st, 2020 until today in the amount of $4,340?
Yes.
And you also understand that's based on minimum wage?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to set a payout of $72 a month beginning September 1?
Yes.
And are you asking the court costs to be billed to Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Have you reviewed this order today?
Yes.
Do you believe it's in the best interest of your child? Judge, I pass this witness.